So welcome everyone to this version of our toy collector chat. And tonight we got a very unique topic because Don Moore and Hugh Monteith have been spending a lot of time the last few weeks gathering up information on Teeswater Custom Tractor. It's a Canadian manufacturer of farm toys from years gone by. So I think it's of particular interest. Many of us have known that company and some of their products, but I think we're going to be surprised at the number of items that actually they made through the years. So I'm so appreciative of Don and Hugh for taking on the challenge of doing this. And we're certainly looking forward to a wonderful presentation. So I'll turn it over to Don and Hugh, and then I'll run their presentation for them. And then afterwards, we'll have a Q&A. So I'll turn it over to you fellows to show us the history and products of Teeswater.
Okay, a few words of introduction. Don and I we had a discussion back in June about how great all the presentations have been on the Zoom meetings over the past year and a half. We were talking about the different companies that were presented, and then we got talking about, well, what would be next, and we thought, well, the Teeswater Tractor, toy tractor company would be a good subject. And I know at the time, Doug, you were asking for suggestions for presentations and whatnot, or somebody come up with that. So, so I contacted Doug and on who might do this, and thinking that, well, Don and I have only been really collecting toys for about the last 5 or 6 years. And so we weren't, this company produced the toys and was all shut down for quite a few years before we even started collecting anything. So we didn't know whether we'd be really the best pair to do it. So at any rate, Doug suggested, well, why don't you take it on and see what you can do with it? And he thought we'd get help, which we certainly did. We got lots of help. And the family members, Don and I aren't the most tech savvy pair. And family members offered to help us out with it, which was good, and whatnot. At any rate, we did get quite a bit of help from George Stock, and he really helped us a lot. He had some material himself, and some tractors and that type of thing, and information that helped a lot. But the biggest help was he got a hold of Bill Ireland, and Bill graciously sent us a big package of material. Actually, it was kind of a scrapbook history of Teeswater Custom Tractor, which was a great help about the history of it anyways. And so, and then Doug also introduced us to Ron and Betty McCollum at in the Seaforth area. And they have just a tremendous collection of everything. We didn't know anything like that existed in Ontario, actually. We were just blown away when we got there and saw what they had in their collection. And so a lot of the pictures tonight, especially the threshing machines and a lot of the other equipment, came from Ron and Betty McCollum. We're really, really thank them for their hospitality and whatnot involved. And we got information from others, but they'll be, you'll see at the end of the video, there's an acknowledgement of who all had helped us and whatnot. And then we had another fellow I'll mention is Richard Moss, who's on here tonight. And he sent, he had posted a number of Teeswater units on his website on Facebook. And I contacted him, and he supplied us with lots of pictures. We had quite a number of those already, but there certainly were a few there that we had not seen before, and that was a nice addition to the presentation. Now I'm going to turn over. Don did most of the, once we got everything gathered up and worked on it, Don did do most of the video and whatnot with help from his technical crew at home. And they did a good job on it, I think. And so and Don is, I collect some Teeswater toys, but the real expert in the pair of us is Don. Don really knows the Teeswater toys. He has far more than I have. And I do collect Teeswater toys, but as part of finishing other collections as opposed, but Don concentrates on Teeswater toys. So he's the expert. So I guess, Doug, I think that's about all I got to say on it right now. We'll be glad to, if you got any questions or whatnot that you can help us with, we'll have a nice discussion, hopefully at the end of the presentation, and go ahead.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that introduction, Hugh. And I will just start. I will just start their presentation here now, and hopefully you can enjoy this.
History of Teeswater Custom Tractor, 1985 to 2007. Project by Hugh Monteith and Don Moore. Teeswater Custom Tractor, 1987 to 1991. In 1987, Bill Ireland, the founder of Teeswater, became the Canadian distributor for Pioneer Collectibles, located in Spring Valley, Minnesota, USA. Pioneer shipped body chassis to Teeswater, who completed grinding, sanding, painting, and assembly for various models. Teeswater also sold kits from Pioneer Collectibles, which could be assembled and finished by the customer. Pioneer Collectibles in 1987 had a list of approximately 35 different products or variations. In 1988, the first Canadian replica of an international W4 was made by Teeswater for Tractor Classics magazine's first anniversary. The owner, Bill Ireland, ran a toy business from his home basement while also farming. This is a picture of the McCormick Deering Standard Tractor, a W4 model, which was made for Tractor Classics magazine in 1988. Teeswater Custom Tractor, 1991 to 2007. In 1991, they moved to a new shop with manufacturing and display area. The owner was working full-time in the toy business. Teeswater attended up to 20 toy shows per year in Canada and the United States, selling products and taking orders. They established a mail order business and eventually had distributors in the United States and the United Kingdom. In 1992, the first product catalog was produced, which consisted of approximately 20 pages of various products that were for sale. At this time, Teeswater was building approximately 96 different hand-built custom tractor replicas. They also were building a limited number of show tractors for fundraisers and service clubs. They restored vintage toys for customers and offered older toys for sale, including Ertl, True Scale, and arcade toys. They stocked large amounts of vintage tractors and equipment literature for sale. This slide shows the front page of the first Teeswater product catalog, which was produced in 1992. In 1993, Teeswater produced a new product catalog. The catalog contained approximately 50 pages of pictures and prices for various toys. They were building nearly 300 different hand-built replicas at this time. They employed 6 to 8 full-time staff. They also published the Canadian Antique Power magazine. The first edition was April 1993. This was a bi-monthly publication which was produced for about 4 years. This slide shows the front cover of several Canadian Antique Power magazines. This picture shows the cover of the 1993 catalog, along with several of the interior pages. This slide shows a sample of some of the interior pages from the 1993 catalog, in which the brand and prices were noted. Teeswater Custom Tractor, 1991 to 2007. Products made by Teeswater were designed in-house and molds made to produce products. Initial mold casting was done off-site in the Kitchener area. Small items were cast by a jewelry. Teeswater obtained a spin casting machine at a later date. In 2006, they sold the threshing machine part of the business. In 2008, they sold the steam engine component of the business, followed by the tractors at a later date. The above noted parts of the business were sold to Annie Martin, Elmira, Ontario. For this presentation, Teeswater Custom products were divided into 8 areas. Number 1 being tractors, which were in 16th scale. Number 2, threshing machines, which were also 16th scale. Number 3, steam and gas engines, 16th scale. Number 4, combines, which are 32nd scale. Number 5, road graders, which were 132nd scale. Number 6, fire trucks, 124th scale. Number 7, custom products. And number 8, miscellaneous products. Section 1 will cover tractors produced by Teeswater Custom. Teeswater toy tractors were 16th scale. As of 1993, they were building approximately 300 hand-built custom replicas. These included the following brands: Ellis Chalmers, Cockshot, Case, Oliver, Massey Harris, International Harvester, McCormick Deering, and Minneapolis Moline. They also handled vintage Ertl, True Scale, and arcade toys. They conducted restorations of vintage and sandbox toys. They manufactured limited editions of show tractors for various fundraisers and service clubs. Early tractors made by Teeswater were solid cast, thus were much heavier than spin cast or die cast models. The following tractors were manufactured by Teeswater Custom. This slide shows a BF Avery, a Case S. This picture shows a Farmall 806, which was made from a customized True Scale 891. If you look closely, you may note the words True Scale on the rear tires. An Oliver 1850, a Farmall 300, a Cockshot 35 Deluxe, made for the 1993 Seaforth show. A Cockshot 30, made for the 100-year OMAFRA celebration. Note the sticker just below the steering wheel on the tractor. It indicates that the celebration was in 1988. A Cockshot 40 diesel, solid cast. This is a very heavy model. An Imperial Superdrive, which was made for the 1994 Seaforth Agricultural Society. The original tractor was assembled by the Robert Bell Engine and Threshing Machine Company in Seaforth, Ontario, Canada. A Cockshot 540. A Cockshot 550, a Cockshot 570 Super, a Farmall 230 made for the 2001 Bruce County Heritage Association, a Case VAC made for the 2006 Bruce County Heritage Association, the same Case VAC showing the medallion supplied by the Bruce County Heritage Association, an F12 McCormick Deering Farmall, an International 650 diesel made for the 1997 Midwestern Toy Show in Seaforth, a Cockshot 90 on steel, a McCormick Deering 1020 made for the 1987 Midwestern Ontario Toy Show in Seaforth, Ontario, a McCormick Deering 1020 made for the 1988 Midwestern Ontario Toy Show in Seaforth, Ontario, a McCormick Farmall 806 made for the 1990 Midwestern Ontario Toy Show in Seaforth, Ontario, a McCormick Farmall M on steel, an International W400, a Silver King with a single front wheel, a Silver King with a wide front, a Minneapolis Moline R made for the 2004 Bruce County Heritage Association, a Minneapolis Moline Z, a Minneapolis Moline GB LP gas, a Waterloo Bronco, a Minneapolis Moline U, a Massey Harris GP four-wheel drive on steel, a Massey Harris GP four-wheel drive on steel, a Massey Harris GP four-wheel drive on rubber, a Ford Jubilee made for the 2003 Bruce County Heritage Association, a Cockshot 1750 made for the 1990 Teeswater Show, a Cockshot 1650 made for the 1989 Teeswater Show, an Auto Track made for the 1994 International Plowing Match in Simcoe County, a 1030 case with an Ertl front end. You can notice the name Ertl on the front tires, a John Deere B with round spokes. This is a solid cast unit. A John Deere H solid cast is noted on the shipping box. Massey Harris number 2 and the following Massey Harris number 3 were made for the Great Canadian Antique Tractor Field Days in Milton, Ontario in 1997. This event celebrated the 150th anniversary of Massey Harris and Massey Ferguson. Massey Harris number 3 for the above noted Milton show. The American $1 bill is included as the picture was supplied by one of our American contributors to the project. A green Alice Chalmers on steel, Note the label on the box supplied by Teeswater Custom. A 1954 Alice Chalmers WD-45 made for the 1992 Seaforth, Ontario Toy Show. This was a customized tractor with an Ertl chassis. Section 2, Threshing Machines. Threshing machines were built in a 16th scale. The bodies were handmade of aspen wood. Pulleys and other small parts were cast. Molds for wheels were filled at a local Ontario foundry. Some small components were cast by a jeweler. Teeswater eventually obtained its own spin casting machine. The units were hand sanded, painted, and detailed. Larger orders for service clubs, international plowing matches totaled 500 to 600 units. Following are some of the threshing machines made by Teeswater. The example here is a Sawyer Massey from Hamilton, Ontario. An Advance Rumley Ideal from LaPorte, Indiana. A Champion Waterloo Manufacturing Company horse-drawn unit. A New Favorite manufactured by Ernst Brothers Company Limited, Mount Forest, Ontario, for the Wellington County International Plowing Match. The Hergot Thresher Company from St. Clements, Ontario. The International Thresher from Hamilton, Ontario. The Goodison Windstacker from Sarnia, Ontario. The Champion, manufactured by the Waterloo Manufacturing Company Limited, Waterloo, Ontario. This was a horse-drawn unit. A threshing machine from the Robert Bell Engine and Thresher Company Limited, Seaforth, Ontario. The Imperial model, manufactured by the Robert Bell Thresher Company, Seaforth, Ontario. Section 3, Steam and Gas Engines. Steam engines were manufactured in 16th scale. These were static models that were made for display only. Some of the steam engines manufactured by Teeswater included the 30 horsepower Port Huron traction steam engine made in 1994, 30 horsepower Robert Bell traction steam engine made in 1994, a 65 horsepower Case steam engine made in 1994 also. They also made George White steam engines and a 25 horsepower steam engine with a canopy made by Waterloo Manufacturing, and also a 20 horsepower steam engine with a canopy made by Waterloo Manufacturing. A picture of a Teeswater logo used on one of their steam engines. A Waterloo water wagon manufactured in 1993 for the International Plowing Match in Waterloo region. Water wagons were made and painted to match the steam engines they were associated with. An example of a Goodison water wagon. A picture of a J.I. Case water wagon. This is a Renfrew 4 horsepower gas engine made for the 1994 International Plowing Match in Renfrew County. An 18 horsepower Waterloo steam engine made for the 1993 International Plowing Match in Bruce County. A Port Huron steam engine and threshing machine. A horse-drawn Waterloo 12 horsepower portable steam engine. A Sawyer Massey steam engine and threshing machine. An A.D. Baker steam engine and mild May thresher, the Lion. Another picture of the A.D. Baker Company steam engine from Swanton, Ohio. A picture of a Waterloo steam engine and matching water wagon. This is a Gar Scott steam engine from Richmond, Indiana. A picture of a Nicholas and Shepard steam engine from Battle Creek, Michigan. Section 4, Combines. Combines were made in a 30-second scale. The company manufactured customized John Deere 6600 and 7700 combines. A picture of a John Deere Turbo 7700 combine. A picture of a customized John Deere 6600 combine. This unit had added platforms, bin extensions, a bin auger, an added exhaust, internal cab modifications, and exterior lights. A slide of a Cockshot 428 combine. It's an open station self-propelled unit which was made mainly of wood. A page from the Teeswater 1993 catalog showing an Allis-Chalmers 60 pull-type combine. Section 5, Road Graders. Road graders were built in 30-second scale. The company built road graders for Champion Motor Grader Company in Goderich, Ontario. The Champion grader models were series 1 through 6, and these were manufactured until 2007. Each grader had more than 100 parts. All casting was done in-house. An example of a Champion motor grader, Series 5. This is a 740R model. And 1928 Power Maintainer on the right, and a 1929 Tract Maintainer on the left. A 1936 Champion grader. The Model 50 Richardson road grader, which was mounted on a Cockshot 50. An example of a real Dominion road grader, which was manufactured in Goderich, Ontario, Canada. A gray Dominion grader mounted on a Fordson tractor. The operator controlled the machine while sitting on the grader. A customized Allis-Chalmers U road grader. An Oliver 88 industrial grader. A 20th anniversary flyer for Teeswater Custom Tractor featuring Champion road graders. A picture of a 1929 Tract Maintainer. A picture of a Champion 740R grader along with the shipping container. Another slide of the Champion 740R grader. An example of an early pull-type grader. Section 6, Fire Trucks. Fire trucks were built in 24 scale. The firm manufactured 3 different versions of a Lauren fire truck on a Ford chassis. They also built a 1926 Ford fire truck, and fire trucks were built for the Tavistock Fire Department. This picture shows a 1926 Ford Model T Lauren fire truck built for the Optimist Club of Tavistock. This unit was made from spun cast metal, hand assembled and painted, and had 24 karat gold trim. In October of 1926, the Tavistock Fire Department took delivery of the first motorized fire vehicle from the Lauren Tractor Company in Ingersoll, Ontario. This particular model was made for the Optimist Club of Tavistock. Section 7, Custom Products. Teeswater built units for clients who had a demand for a specific toy. An example of a Case 1660 combine custom made for a client. An example of a custom made milk tanker. A custom made Minneapolis Moline uniharvester. Several different heads that would fit on the uniharvester. A custom made open station self-propelled cockshot combine. This picture shows a Minneapolis Moline corn chiller, which was indicated to be manufactured by Teeswater Custom Tractor. Upon further review, it appears the unit may have been made by Cottonwood Acres. Comments and/or information regarding this issue would be appreciated. Section 8, Miscellaneous Products, Variety Pieces. This page from the 1993 catalog shows some of the variety pieces that were manufactured by Teeswater. These included hay rakes, wagons, seed drills, hay loaders, horse-drawn binders, PTO binders, and gas engines. This picture shows plow number 17 made for the 1993 International Plowing Match in Bruce County. Also included is a picture of the shipping container from Teeswater Custom Tractor. Packaging boxes and logo. Original boxes were plain brown cardboard with information written using a magic marker. Sticker labels were eventually introduced. On the left is an example of the early round product label used by the manufacturer. On the right is a square label which is used at a later date. We would like to extend a special thanks to the following people whose assistance helped us in the completion of the project.
Well, that was a great presentation, guys. A lot more products and items there than I realized were ever made by Teeswater. So wonderful job. Do we have any comments or questions for Hugh and Dawn?
Just want to make one comment there, Doug. As we went into it, we found there were a lot more pieces that if we had that were manufactured that we had no pictures of, so we could tell from the catalog how many different variations they had and whatnot. So there were a lot. I don't know whether we got 20% of them there or 30% or what we got, but we know there was an awful lot more than that we had there. But it gives you, I think it gave a good overall picture of what Teeswater Custom Tractor produced.
Yeah. You had asked about the Cottonwood Acres item. I knew Wally Hooker was the guy who ran that, and he was a big auctioneer in Indiana years ago. You could likely still find him if he did some digging around. I'm not sure if I still got his contact info or not, but he was quite a popular auctioneer. He did the auction at the Lafayette Toy Show for many years, and he made a lot of Minneapolis Monine toys. Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, what happened to Teeswater?
We weren't involved at that time when they shut it down, but I think they maybe had gotten into too many things, trying to meet too much competition, and found it difficult to compete against the products made in other countries, China for say. And I think that was possibly, that's what I heard was one of the possible things. But they said Don and I were we've only been in the toy collecting business for about 6 years, so there's a lot of history back in there that we don't really know about. Anybody else got any other ideas on that?
Any other comments? George, you know a lot about Bill Ireland and Teeswater. Do you want to make any comments?
Well, I'm just trying to think of, I think it was more than just the competition. There was a vacillating Canadian to American dollar ratio. And actually, what should I say, was able to take advantage of when the American dollar was worth a lot more than ours. There were issues related to Bill's health as well, I believe, through that time. I think it was quite a complex number of issues that finally brought things down. And you spoke about the diversity of what Bill produced, and that was in part his strength, but in part it was also something that probably made it difficult. So I think that that may have contributed as well to the end of the business. But I mean, what we should be looking at as collectors, looking back at the number of at Bill's contribution of product, the number of items that he produced.
Okay,
turn it back
thanks.
to you.
Thanks, George. Anybody else have any questions or comments of Hugh or Don? John, can you tell us a little bit about your collection? I know you've got a lot of Teeswater toys in your collection, and then maybe Hugh can also share what he has.
Have a few, Doug. It's been collecting, like you said, for the last maybe 3 or 4 years. I've been trying to concentrate on Teeswater just because they were a local manufacturer, and I found it interesting just trying to get some of the history on the company and on the various models they made. So I have a few of them here. Always trying to find some more if the price is right. Some of them bring a strong price in this, in this market now. So depending on what models they are and what part of the country they are sold in. So it's quite interesting just sort of keep an eye on things and just how those products are sold.
Do you collect mostly the tractors, or do you also have steam engines and thrashers?
No, I just got one steam engine. I really sort of limited with space, so I haven't got into the big units like thrash machines and more steam engines that take up a lot of room. So unless I change some some things there and take over more space in the house. That'd probably be limited, I would think, on the big units.
Yeah. How about you, Hugh? I know you've got a few.
Yeah, most of mine are like I collect Minneapolis Moline toys, and he made quite a few Molines. I've got a number of them here. I've got the R that you saw in the picture, and the Z, and the U, and the Waterloo Bronco, and some of those. And I've got a few others, John Deere, a couple of John Deeres that they produced, and some internationals. Not, but it was more, I've been collecting more to complete collections, other collections, as opposed to being specifically Teeswater. So I may have a dozen around here, that's all.
Good. Now, Richard Moss, I think, is on here. You collect some Teeswater too, don't you, Richard?
I do, yes. And I probably got into the Teeswater just because he had something other people didn't have. I mean, those, and again, reiterate what you guys are saying, the steam engines and the threshers are very detailed. Unfortunately, I've got a few that need repair because shipping doesn't go well with those. They can be very fragile. But again, they were so unique, is what got me into those Teeswater.
Very good. Any other comments or thoughts? If not, we'll thank again Hugh and Dawn for just an excellent presentation, and not only a lot of good history and content, but very nicely presented. So please pass on our appreciation to your family members who pitched in to help you. That was great.
We'll do it. Would have been lost without our technical assistance here.